that you start the book saying that you've always seen astrology as kind of a bit woo-woo, which I think that's definitely how I used to see astrology until I began to read a bit deeper. What change began to kind of shift your perspective on astrology and draw you to it as a tool that you could find helpful in your own life?
It was definitely over my own Saturn Return or just before that I started to have these big sort of existential questions of who am I, what am I supposed to be doing, and why does everything feel like it's turning upside down? And I would say I was always more of a spiritual person, but I disconnected from that side of myself throughout my 20s because I guess I felt like it wasn't cool, or that wasn't like the person that I was trying to craft myself to be in order to fit in, to feel, you know, accepted and loved. And so for most of my 20s, I was really seeking external validation, and sort of through that process molded myself to, yeah, like a different person that felt very inauthentic. And when you look up Saturn Return, there's a lot around it that's, you know, it's this horrible time where everything goes to shit. And whilst that might be true, it is kind of pulling away everything that is inauthentic. And within that process, it's like painful because you're having to let a lot of stuff go. But what we hope to demonstrate through the book and the podcast is like all these things that fall away are falling away for your own good. And sometimes that can just feel very revealing, especially if you haven't been cultivating a life based on truth and you don't really feel like you know who you are. But it's within that time period that you often realize.
Where have you lost yourself and your own voice and your own vision and ultimately your own authenticity? And that happens between 28 and 30 years old, and we're being awoken to it. We feel the pressures and we think, oh God, this relationship, I don't know, I just went with it, but now suddenly I realize I want to break up, I want to divorce, or I never wanted a relationship, but now I realize I do. I want a commitment. I want to devote myself to someone, or I wanted that job, or I didn't want to go into finance. I wanted to be a painter. And this is really when it starts happening during this time. We go through life-changing experiences, but also we tap into our initiation into maturity and adulthood.
When you see astrology, rather than as giving you answers and telling you what you should and shouldn't do, as a tool that you can pick up along and put down again alongside a set of other tools that can help you in navigating this chaos and navigating your life.